Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hi, how you been? How you doing? What's up? She's risen from the dead. It feels like I've not been gone though, because I've been filming for a big video that's coming. That's been like literally like a year in the making. So like I feel like I've not been gone because like I have been filming, but like I've not posted. Does that make sense? Anyway, we're gonna sort out the lighting actually because I don't think I like it. Hold on. I like that better. Anyway, oh, it's hot. I wanted to be cute with the flower cardigan, but it's just too hot. The radiator is like right by where I like film, so it's hot. Anyway, let's get into it. We're doing a get ready with me today. We're talking, we're catching up, we're having a little chit chat. I've got a new ring light, which means I no longer, so basically I used to have a little ring light that was like tabletop. So I have a table where I could put all my stuff on, and now I don't. So that's fun. I need to go wet my beauty blender. Oh, wait a minute. Where was I? Yeah, I don't have a table anymore, so maybe I should still bring the table in just so that I can have a place to put all my stuff. I don't know. But this is my first time filming with that new ring light, and I didn't foresee how annoying doing this video in particular was going to be without said table. So is what it is. But yeah, let's talk. I mean, I feel like I don't have much to say. I don't know. I mean, watch me ramble for the next like I just dropped stuff on the floor. Watch me ramble for like the next 40 minutes though, like lich. But I don't know, what do I have to say? I mean, I'm doing good. Mentally, she's doing good. She's having a good time. I mean, I guess I could do a singleness update. She's still single, nobody get excited. She's still single. There's no mans about to be joining me on the channel. She's still single. But, like, I'm happy single. I did do like it was in December, I think, like early December. I did like a little 6 months post-breakup update. And yeah, it was like mad to think about, because if you are not familiar, if this is the first time you're seeing my face, first of all, hi, love you, how are you, welcome, please subscribe, it'd mean a lot. But in June 2024, I went through a breakup from the person that I thought was like the one. I thought I'd found the one. You know, I thought we were in it for life-sies. He had other ideas. And so then on TikTok, I started a little series called The Breakup Diaries. And it was basically just me crying on TikTok. And people might be like, that's cringe, or like, I don't know, you might want to send me some hate about it. I don't really care. But I wanted to do it because I wanted people that were also going through breakups to not feel so alone and not feel so isolated, and to feel seen. And to feel like somebody understood what they were going through, because like chances are when you're going through a breakup, there is nobody else in your life that is. I was actually quite lucky that one of my best friends got broken up with like literally 2 weeks before I did. So we were going through it together. We were dealing with it in very different ways. So it was still a bit isolating, because whilst we were going through the same thing, we were going through it very differently. So yeah, I guess also the breakup diaries were kind of for me to connect with people and to feel like I was less alone. And yeah, I got really good response about it. People really liked it. People, mainly women, but some men as well, who were going through breakups, were like, you know, leaving me lovely comments, sending me lovely DMs, that kind of like affirmed that I'd done the right thing. They were sort of saying like, you know, this like really helped me not feel alone, and you know, it basically just confirming that I had accomplished what I set out to accomplish, which was so lovely. And yeah, it was like a really nice blessing to come out of a really terrible situation. So yeah, that's why I was like, let's talk about breakups in case you weren't familiar. So yeah, in terms of singleness, Like I said, I did my 6-month update, and it was crazy to like process and like actually think like, wow, like I said, this person like I thought was my person, I never thought I would be sat there having spent half a year without him. It was like crazy. But it was also crazy to realise that I'm like one of the happiest versions of myself I think I have ever been. And I know, I feel like I'm obviously really like finding myself. I've basically been in relationship after relationship since I was like 17. When I was 17, I had like my first boyfriend and like my first kiss and stuff, and we were in a relationship for like 3 months, and then broke up in like late January, early February I think, and then that following October I met like my first like boyfriend, like my first love. We were together for like 2.5 years, and then 3 months after that ended, I met like my most recent partner that I've split from. So like I've never been like single for like a really long time. And I did think I was low-key trying to find my worth in relationships. I feel like girls in particular, you kind of are really... Oh, I think my foundation's expired. Dang it. Anyway, we're going to put it on my face anyway. But I think as like women, we're like really at risk of that. I feel like you're kind of raised with sort of like, I don't know, this kind of expectation that you need to have a boyfriend, like you need to be in a romantic relationship, and like you don't. You could be just as happy single. I feel like society is maybe hopefully changing a bit nowadays to kind of like accept singleness, I guess. And there are loads of people that are like, you know, like single by choice, and like that's like literally how they want to live their life. They don't want to get married ever, like they're perfectly happy like just themselves. Great for them. That is not me. I do still have the desire to get married, but in the meantime I'm quite happy by myself. And I was actually saying to my friend the other day, I was like, but you know what, like if that's not the plan for my life, and you know it's just got to be me and Jesus for the rest of my life, I think I'd actually be okay with that, and I think I could do that if I've just got to carry on the way I am, just with my family, my friends and the Lord. Then like she can do that. She can do that because I'm very happy with how my life is right now. So just, you know, I don't want that, but if I have to, I can do it. You know. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I did go on a date a couple weeks ago, and like it was fun. The guy was lovely. Like this is literally one of those situations where it's like it's not you, it's me. And like the problem is that like actually reflecting on it, like I said, I have not been single since I was 17. I'm now 23. So I was like, do you know what? I actually don't think I should get into anything romantic right now. Yeah, so we're just gonna really embrace the season of singleness, and I'm just gonna vibe and just kind of like, I don't know, do things for me and figure out who I am and just focus on Jesus, really. Just kind of be myself, discover myself, I guess. And I just kind of see who I am like outside of a relationship, because I don't really think I know. Because obviously like when you're like 17 you don't know who you are anyway. So considering I've like always kind of just had myself in a relationship, like I've never just been like myself, my only priority is me, I've just got to focus on me, like that kind of thing. I've never had that experience. So that's kind of where I am at. But I'm going to keep it real and be like, you know, it is difficult. In terms of people that I see in like my weekly, like see all the time, like my regular people, I guess, like people I see on a regular basis, there is just me and 2 other single people. Everyone else like is in relationships. Like I've got 2 like sets of friends at church, that like met at similar times and now dating, and they're like dating to get married. Like they're like, this relationship is from God, like we husband, we wife, and they're gonna be getting married in the next couple of years, and it's just like, wow. I do be really single, and like I know I'm young and I'm only 23, I know I've got time, but like, so one of my friends that is in one of those relationships, she's only a year older than me, so I'm like, okay. And then the other couple, like he's 25, she's 26, turning 27, so like, I mean, they are older than me, like, yeah, but at the end of the day, they're still in their like mid-20s, and like I'm approaching my mid-20s, I turned 24 this year, so I'm like, okay. I know, I just had kind of always had this vision for my life that I was gonna be, I don't know, like married young, or like at least kind of like dating the person that I was gonna marry young. I don't know, like I do remember being like 16 and being like, yeah, I'll be like married at 21, because like when you're 16, 21 seems like really old and really far away. So I remember like all me and my friends like sitting having this conversation and being like, yeah, I'll like probably be married at like 21, and like we were all kind of being like, yeah, like 21, 22, like first kid like 23, and I'm like, whoa. If only I knew. If only I knew. But it's fine. It's fine. We're vibing, we're happy. It's all good. Something else that I want to talk about actually, I wanted to talk about rejection. So, I currently work in a nursery. I do love it, but it's not necessarily what I want to like do long term. So I've been, you know, sort of applying, interviewing for like various jobs. I got to the final round of like an apprenticeship with Bloomsbury Publishing. I recently got to like the final round of like social media, of like kind of, it wasn't social media, it was like, it was more like the copyright side of social media and stuff for like a TV company, and yeah, got through to the final like 3 I think, and same with the Bloomsbury thing, and I didn't get them. And when I got the Bloomsbury one, I was like devastated, because also the thing with the Bloomsbury one is that I had applied for the same apprenticeship, because the apprenticeships like roll around like every year and a half, like every 20 months or something like that, I don't really know, every like kind of 2 years. So the last time I'd applied for it, I'd been on my anniversary holiday with my ex, and I didn't even get like first round interview. But the second time it came around and positions were open, it was like a couple months after my breakup, like 4 months after my breakup I want to say. So I was like, sign. And then I kept getting through all these rounds, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is why this breakup needs to happen, for whatever reason. Like, he was like harshing my energy or something, I don't know. But now, like, we're here. And then I didn't get it. And like, I cried, guys. Like, I sat in my car, and like, I had the phone call with the lady being like, yeah, I'm really sorry, but like, they're not gonna choose you. And I cried. And then I was just like so sad all day, and then I think I came home and cried some more. And I kind of like talked about it with my therapist. And I kind of realised that like my thoughts of like rejection were kind of linked to like this thought of like not being good enough, which like isn't the case. That's not why you get rejected from things. It's not that you're not good enough. But yeah, and then when this most recent rejection happened, I was less distraught, I think, just because there's other things in my life that I'm trying to figure out right now, and I was like, do you know what, actually it's probably not the best time to start a new job, so that's actually like a blessing in disguise sort of thing. But like, I was still driving home and being like, do you know what, actually, like, Lord, why does this keep happening to me? Like, why do I keep getting all the way, and then at the last minute you slam the door in my face? Like, what's that about? And I just like really felt the Lord kind of say like, I'm building your confidence in this season, like, because I have always struggled with thoughts of, like, not being good enough. Always. Like, literally my whole life. I don't remember a time where I didn't think I wasn't good enough. That might be, like, kind of depressing to some people, but I know there are people out there that are like, dang, I relate. So yeah, I just have always struggled with that. I've always struggled with the self-confidence of, like, feeling good enough. And I just really felt the Lord being like, no, I'm building your confidence. Like, these are things you want to do, and these are things that you could step into, and I'm just showing you that you have what it takes to get yourself in these rooms. I'm showing you that you belong in these places, but I have so much more planned for you that I'm not just going to open this door. I'm not going to let you walk into something that isn't my best. I'm not going to let you settle for less. I'm just showing you that you have what it takes to get there, to get to these better things that I have for you. You first need to understand that you can achieve less, if that makes sense, so that when the better things, bigger things I have come along, you will be able to accept that you can have them. And I was like, wow, dang, that, yep. And I was just like, you know, that's so true, because, like, I actually, even the most recent thing I got rejected from, I nearly didn't apply for it, because I was like, I have no qualifications in this. Like, I did musical theatre at university. I didn't do, like, social media. I didn't do marketing. I didn't do anything like that. So why, like, what's the point in applying? Because they're just going to look at my application and be like, girl, there's a hair on my face. I can feel it, but I can't find it. Dang it. Anyway. But yeah, I was kind of like, why should I even apply? Like, there's no point. But, like, literally, like, last minute, I think, like, probably a week before it closed or something, it was Christmas Eve. For whatever reason, I was like, you know what? YOLO. We're going to do it. And so I applied. And then I got an interview. I got a phone interview. And then I got a proper interview. And then I got the second interview. And I was like, gosh darn. That's crazy. Maybe. And this was actually round the corner from, like, Bloomsbury's offices. So I was like, wow, a couple months ago, like, you know, I was here, and literally now here I am again. Maybe this is a sign. Like, you know, maybe this one's it, you know. No. This one's not it. Which, again, is fine. But also, this just popped into my head. The thing with, like, me is that I do kind of always look for signs. But when we try to look for signs, or, like, we try to make signs, like, make things into signs when they're not signs, then we're trying to, like, second guess God and his plans. And, like, that's not what we're meant to do. And I feel like when something is a sign, like, it's genuinely a sign from the Lord, like, you will know it, and it will be, like, confirmed. But I am definitely guilty of, like, always searching for signs, always interpreting things as a sign when, yeah, maybe they're not. Or, do you know, maybe it was a sign, but it wasn't the sign that I wanted. I thought it was a sign of, like, yeah, this is a good thing, but actually it was a sign of, yeah, you're going to get rejected from this thing as well, baby girl. I don't know. I didn't mean to, like, preach a little sermon at you, low-key. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry, but it actually takes me so long to do my makeup when I do these videos. Literally, I could do a full face of makeup in, like, 15 minutes. This look, like, literally takes me 15 minutes, and we're already at, like, 20 minutes worth of video. I just like to yap. I'm a yapper. Oh my gosh, I didn't put primer on. That's my skin ruined. You have to laugh or you'll cry. But yeah, back to singleness. So this is, like, my first Valentine's Day being single in 5 years, 6 years. Yeah, the last Valentine's Day that I was single was 2019. So yeah, 6 years. Nobody get stressed out. I know there's a lot of blush. I'm gonna blend it. She will be blended, it's fine. So I've got like the NYX Buttermelt blush. I feel like I low-key got the wrong shade. I feel like this is not my shade, but it's also just like, it's super pigmented. But yeah, anyway, back to Valentine's Day. So I don't really know, I don't feel any type of way about it now, other than the fact that like I've taken note of the fact that I haven't been single on Valentine's Day for like a very long time. So other than that, I have no feelings about it currently. I don't know if maybe it gets closer, that might change. Yeah. Right now I don't feel either positive or negative. Actually, I maybe feel a bit negative. I don't know. I think the closer I get to the time, and I think on the day I'll like feel it, because I'll see obviously everyone and their nan posting Valentine's things about their partners, because like literally like everyone, does anybody else feel like this? Everyone's in a relationship, like everyone, not even the people that I see like regularly, but also like just the people that like I am friends with but like live elsewhere, and like we're just kind of like from uni, that like obviously I don't see anymore like all the time because they went back home and I went back home, things like that. Like they're all in relationships apart from like a couple, and then obviously like a couple people that I see all the time. Like everyone's in a relationship. I do have a really good group of girlfriends that are all single bar one who recently got married. The rest of us are single. But like we live like a bit all over the place. But yeah, I think me and my best friend that I spoke about earlier are going to do like a little Galentine's thing, I think on the Saturday, so on the 15th maybe, because her new partner is working or is away or something. I can't remember which one she said, but he's busy. So she was like, we should do something. So I think that's kind of, oh my gosh, I didn't put mascara on yet. But yeah, I think that's the plan. Do I have blush blindness? Maybe. I just like it. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, what did I do last year? Oh, last year my parents were on holiday, so my ex was here. So that like I wasn't alone. He was here for like a couple of days, I think. And it happened to be like Valentine's Day. Because with his, I think Valentine's Day was on a Thursday last year. And like his day off was like the Wednesday and the Thursday. So like I think we stayed in and like ordered Domino's, or maybe we cooked in, I don't know. Yeah, like nothing super special, but I don't know. I do feel like a little bit deflated about it. I love how earlier I was like, I don't feel good or bad about it, but I'm like, actually I feel bad. Well, not that I feel bad, but like I do just feel like ugh. And I'll feel like ugh on the day. I know I will. Like seeing everyone being like, happy Valentine's Day, baby, I love you so much. Sometimes it is just a bit much. Like when you're single, sometimes it's just a bit much. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm super happy for all my friends and all their relationships. But that 1 out of 10 times, it's just a bit much for me. And I think it's okay to admit that. I don't think we should have to pretend to always be happy in our singleness and always just, you know, be happy for other people. Sometimes you can be like, ugh. And I think it's okay to admit when you feel like, ugh. Does that make sense? Like, yeah. Sometimes it is just a bit much. And also, like, PSA to people in relationships, when your single friends come to you and, like, talk about being single, or like maybe have a bit of a moan, or just a bit of like a moment, don't be like, oh, but like it'll just come when you least expect it, or like stop looking for it and you'll find it, or like just wait. Like I am waiting, I know, like it's fine, but like I don't feel like that right now and I just need you to listen. Like honestly, it's like the worst thing. It makes me want to roll my eyes so hard, and it actually makes me like not want to talk to those friends sometimes, because I'm like, I can't talk to you about this because you're just going to tell me things that like I already know, and like I don't need to hear them. Like I just need you to be like, yeah, no, like I know it can suck and I know it can feel lonely. Like when I was single, it did suck and I did feel lonely. I get it. Do you know what these are some songs, or this is a book that helped me whilst I was single, and you know, here you go, you can borrow it, or like here's the Amazon link, like whatever. Don't do the whole like, oh, it'll come when you least expect it, or you just need to wait, like it will come when the time is right, blah, blah, blah. Like yeah, I know, like I know these things. I don't need you to keep telling them to me. I just need you to like empathise with my situation and just be like, yeah, no, it can suck, I get it. So that's my PSA to anybody watching this that is in a relationship and has single friends. Don't say that. And it's the same thing if you have friends that are going through a breakup. Don't just sit there and be like, it gets better. That's why I wanted to start the breakup diaries, and that's why I'm so glad I did, because everyone else in your life is just gonna listen to you cry and be like, oh, but it gets better. That's not what you need when you're in that season, when you're literally in like a pit of despair. You don't need people telling you it gets better. You need people that are going through it and be like, yeah, I feel like this too. Or like, even if you're not going through it at that time, but you have a friend that is, just be like, oh yeah, do you know what, I went through this and I felt exactly like that, and this is how I felt, and sure, these are some things I did. But don't be like, it gets better, or like the right person's out there, blah blah blah, like all that cliche stuff. Like just please, PSA, don't do it. Don't. Because, do you know, it might just actually make your friend not want to talk to you about it and not want to confide in you about those topics. Both like with the complain about singleness, and then if they're going through a breakup, like if you say stuff like that, like we don't want to hear that. So it's going to make us not want to talk to you. Just, I'm being straight up. I'm being so real. That's just how it is. I feel like that was less of a life update and more just a life advice. I don't know. Girly advice. Singleness advice. I don't really know. Take your pick. Take your pick. If you're like me and you've not been able to stop staring at my waves in this video, there is that video I talked about earlier when I'm like, there's a video that's taken like a year in the making. It's how I do this. This is my natural hair. I've been on a journey of learning to look after it since January 2024. That was my New Year's resolution for 2024. I wanted to learn how to look after it. And I didn't really take it all that seriously. But now I've like committed to it. And I've tried a couple different brands, and I think the one I tried today is like the one. So anyway, that video is going to be coming maybe in like the next month. I think it's probably like nearly done. I've probably gathered all the kind of, I've gone through all the trials with it. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, if you liked my advice, check out my TikTok, because I do a lot of this on there. But yeah, bye!